Tonight we're learning more about an injured Madison County Sheriff's deputy and the man police say shot him.
He never was afraid of a man in his life, but I didn't think he'd ever shoot at somebody.
What family members of the suspect tell us about him. People in Madison County tell us today's shooting brought back some painful memories of another shooting just months ago. And a disturbing discovery in a Lexington park today. What police are saying about a body found there.
This is WKYT News at 11.
Good evening. We've been tracking storms across parts of Kentucky tonight, some of them even turning severe. The storms had heavy rain and strong winds. We begin tonight with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey in your no-wait weather forecast.
Yeah, good news late this evening, Sam. Those thunderstorms are in a weakening phase, and that is likely to continue into the overnight. Bad news, they're still putting down a ton of rain, and as you mentioned, we have some local high water issues. A couple of flash flood warnings that are out with this complex of thunderstorms that has weakened tremendously over the past hour or so. First flash flood warning is out until 12:30 for Anderson and Mercer counties from Lawrenceburg down towards Salvisa. This is an area that picked up 2 to 3 inches of rain in less than an hour, right on top of the Bluegrass Parkway. Right now, good news for those folks, the heaviest rains have pushed on out of town. Still bad news from Versailles, where it is really coming down into Frankfort and right on top of the capital city. Look at the lightning over the past 15 minutes or so. And I'm going to watch southern parts of Franklin County, southern parts of Scott County. You've had some steady showers and thunderstorms into this general vicinity over the past hour. So we're likely picking up a quick inch or two of water. Downtown Lexington, we've avoided the worst of the weather so far, though. Look at the west side of town, really coming down on Versailles Road, down toward Nicholasville Road, and on toward Harrodsburg Road, picking up very heavy rain right now. Into Clark County, Montgomery County, general run-of-the-mill showers and thunderstorms. A lot of lightning for the folks here in northeastern parts of Bourbon County, Millersburg, over into Carlisle, there into Nicholas County. So we'll watch the creeks and streams here. And I'm watching this area, southeastern parts of Harrison County, northern sections of Nicholas County, where we've already had some flooding from earlier storms, heavy rains moving in, big-time cluster of thunderstorms, northern parts of Rowan County, and western sections of Kentucky. Additional thunderstorms are gearing up there. Sam, when I come back at 11:13, believe it or not, the rounds of thunderstorms are going to increase. An updated hour-by-hour forecast with those storms that increase into the weekend in just a few minutes.
All right, I want to stick around for that. Thank you, Chris. Tonight, investigators have released some new details about a shooting that left a Madison County Sheriff's deputy injured and a suspect dead. Police say the suspect shot the deputy, who then returned fire. This all happened this afternoon outside a home on Arthur Jackson Road near Berea. Officer Don shooting this video of the scene from Sky First. The deputy had non-life-threatening injuries. New tonight, Garrett Weimer talked to the suspect's brother-in-law. He's live in Richmond to begin our top story team coverage. Garrett?
It was a long day for investigators and for deputies here in Madison County. Their brother is now home from the hospital. The man police say shot him is dead. The response alone got neighbors' attention.
I'm down here every week. I never see this before.
Police say Deputy Kevin Crutcher stopped Daniel Pig in his truck outside Pig's home on Arthur Jackson Road when Pig got out, pulled a gun, and shot Crutcher. Investigators say Crutcher fired back, hitting and killing Pig.
I walked around the edge of the porch just to see, if he was alive, and which I didn't. But I could see the blood all over his shirt, and I just turned and went back around towards the house.
Ricky Gaines was feeding his animals nearby when it all happened. He's also Daniel Pig's brother-in-law. He says he knew Pig had been in some trouble but didn't think he'd shoot anybody, let alone a deputy.
He never was afraid of a man in his life, but I didn't think he'd ever shoot at somebody. He just, I've seen him get in arguments with people, but I never known him, drawing a gun on nobody or nothing since I've known him.
Randy Lewis lives nearby. He waited for hours to get home while police investigated the shooting. He says he knew Pig, but stayed away from him.
Yeah, I know he's had a pretty rough past. It was no surprise to me.
Police also arrested Joseph Curtis. An arrest citation says Curtis was in the truck with Pig, but he got out and ran away when he heard gunshots. That citation says he left the scene, changed clothes, and then later denied he was even there. Live in Madison County, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
Garrett, thank you. Now, Deputy Crutcher was rushed to UK Hospital in Lexington with a police escort. We saw many police cruisers from Madison County and beyond in central Kentucky pulling into the hospital's parking lot this afternoon. Many officers say they wanted to stop by to make sure the injured deputy was going to be okay. News of today's shooting left people around Madison County concerned. It comes just 7 months after Richmond police officer Daniel Ellis was killed in the line of duty. But as Monique Blair tells us, people in Madison County are relieved that Deputy Crutcher did not suffer life-threatening injuries. She continues our top story team coverage.
That's probably the worst thing anybody could do, shoot an officer.
More heartache for this town.
It was an all too familiar feeling for many people who live in Madison County Wednesday afternoon after they heard that Sheriff's Deputy Kevin Crutcher was shot after he initiated a traffic stop. Frankie Thomas has lived here for 28 years. Many of his friends and family members work in law enforcement in the county.
You get a phone call, officer down, first thing you start freaking out. Who is it? Who is it?
Less than 7 months ago, Richmond police officer Daniel Ellis was shot while he was investigating a robbery. He later died at UK Hospital. Now the people who live here in Madison County say they want all this violence to stop.
It really bothers you. Hits at home. And it's kind of rough, you know, when your kids are growing up and don't know what to expect. You know, when people shoot officers, they'll shoot anyone.
Although the people I talked to told me they were relieved Deputy Crutcher is now home with his family and recovering from his gunshot wound, they say the close call brought up the painful memories of Officer Ellis and reopened the wounds that have not yet had time to heal.
It still hasn't got over. You know, we still have things for Officer Ellis.
Tore us all up.
Yeah.
Still does. We still see it when we see signs or, you know, different decorations up that are still up for him. It's just heartbreaking.
In Madison County, Monique Blair, WKYT.
Stay with WKYT for the latest on this shooting. You'll also find updates throughout the night on our website, WKYT.com, as well as the WKYT News app. New tonight, an investigation underway after a body was found in a Lexington park. Lexington police say some people at River Hill Park off Crosby Drive found the man's body in a wooded area about 4:30 this afternoon. Police say it appears the man had been dead for a long period of time. At this point, police say it does not appear his death was caused by anything suspicious. He has not yet been identified, but police think he was about 70 years old. New tonight, a man facing charges for some thefts at a Scott County cemetery. Georgetown police charged 35-year-old David Harris with theft. They say he also had some outstanding warrants. According to the Georgetown News graphic, police say purses were stolen from 2 cars parked at the cemetery in Georgetown over the Memorial Day weekend. Police say they later identified Harris as the suspect and arrested him yesterday. They say they have not found the stolen purses. New tonight, state police think crews may have found the wreckage of that missing plane that went missing in western Kentucky Monday. Police say 70-year-old Robert Dalzell was flying from Grayson County to Owensboro in a small plane, but never made it. This afternoon, police say search crews found plane wreckage and a body in a wooded area of Hancock County. Police say so far they have not been able to positively confirm the body is Dalzell, but it's been taken to Louisville for an autopsy. New tonight, a former Kentucky high school teacher has been accused of raping 2 students. The Boyd County Sheriff's Office arrested 45-year-old Howard Faber. Investigators say he used to be a JROTC teacher and a training instructor at Boyd County High School. Police say he raped 2 16-year-old girls that he met through his teaching job. They say both girls were students at the high school. School leaders say Faber planned to resign this summer, but made it immediate in April when the investigation began. Tonight, the family of a boy who fell into a gorilla exhibit at the Cincinnati Zoo says they have no plans to file a lawsuit. A family representative also said the boy is continuing to heal and is doing okay. Zoo workers shot and killed a gorilla Saturday afternoon after the boy fell into the exhibit. Video shows the gorilla dragging the boy around some water. Also today, Cincinnati police released the 911 call the boy's mother made.
I need your call.
What is the
I need your call.
Cincinnati 911. What is the address?
Hi, my son fell in the zoo exhibit at the gorillas. The Cincinnati Zoo. My son fell in with the gorilla. There's a male gorilla standing over him. I need someone to contact the zoo, please.
Okay, we do already have it started. We do already have help started there, okay? How old is the child?
Be calm. Be calm. Be calm.
How old
Be
is
calm.
your
He's dragging my son. I can't watch this.
Cincinnati police say they plan to question the boy's parents about what happened at the zoo.
Your hour-by-hour forecast with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey.
A little bumpy out there this evening across central and eastern Kentucky, and it's the first of what I anticipate now to be many rounds of thunderstorms. Stop me if you've heard this one before this spring, coming our way over the next few days. Let's get into it. We've got a lot to talk about, a lot of new data to look at together. Defender Radar Network is picking up on the first round of thunderstorms from the Lexington area toward the AA highway northeastern Kentucky. Big break, another cluster of storms, western Kentucky. And look at this, Wayne County. Some more storms are heading out of the volunteer state of Tennessee. Here we go into central Kentucky. This is weakening. Most of the storms that are out there right now are in a weakening phase, so that is certainly some good news, especially for areas here into Lawrenceburg and down into northern sections of Mercer County, where we had roughly 2 to 3 inches of rain in less than an hour. So some creeks and streams out of their banks there should be receding shortly as the rains, at least right now, have ended. Thunderstorms here around the Frankfort area weakening just a little bit. Good news. Look at all the heavy rain from Versailles into sections of Woodford County, down toward Keene in Jessamine County, and across most of Lexington. Up close and personal on the fine city of Lexington, from Lafayette down toward Fayette Mall, back toward Dunbar, and points to the north. Very heavy rains. That includes folks living in Masterson Station, up toward the Kentucky Horse Park, with heavy rain around the Ironworks Pike area. Georgetown, Toyota plant, a little lightning bolt just to the west of the plant about 5 minutes or so ago. Scott County High School down toward Marshall Park, heavy rains here. That extends to the east and northeast. The only real cause for concern that I have right now is for northeastern parts of Harrison County and northern parts of Nicholas County, because that's an area that got worked over earlier from some heavy rain producing storms. You got more heavy rain moving on into town right now. Hopefully we've had just enough lull in between to allow any creeks or streams to go back down, only to maybe rise again. How about this thunderstorm complex? Moorhead, look to your north. Heck of a light show that is going on into parts of northern Rowan County, Fleming, and into the Vanceburg area of Lewis County. Thunderstorms into Tennessee and western Kentucky continuing to try to come at us. Look at all the clouds across the southern part of the country. That's when you know you're dealing with a juicy system. Let's look at a future radar to go through the overnight. That thunderstorm complex western Kentucky tries to weaken a little bit into early tomorrow morning. But as we look at a little different model now that'll start you out tomorrow morning and take us into the weekend, let's watch the waves of thunderstorms develop. With so much moisture available in the atmosphere tomorrow, then again on Sunday, any storm cluster that goes up can put down enough rains to cause some flash flooding. Where that happens, we just got to be watching the radar at that point and see where those storms go at any given moment. Just know they're going to be out there. End of the day on Friday, some dry hours. Now watch what happens Saturday. It's a tropical atmosphere with a wave of low pressure working across Kentucky. Look at the waves of thunderstorms. This is through Saturday night into Sunday morning. This same computer model, same model, through 8 o'clock Sunday morning. Here's what it's spitting out. That's from now through Saturday night. Greater than 2 inches of rain into parts of the area. We are waterlogged from a little earlier. We just had a chance to dry out, and then here we go again. Now, if you're tired of the muggy air, if you're tired of the mid and upper 80s, we have some good news for you. It's going to cool down at least into the 70s this weekend, and especially early next week. Early next week, we should dry it up a little bit. Getting there, Sam, I wouldn't be surprised if we don't have another flash flood event or two over the next 3 days.
We had so much rain in May.
We
were
really
hoping
did.
It would shut off at some point.
Yeah, it looks like it's carrying over right now into the first few days of June.
Okay, thanks, Chris.
You bet.
A private Central Kentucky college has announced it will soon be shutting down. The reason why that's going to happen in 7 minutes. Just a week before final exams, all classes and activities on the UCLA campus have been canceled after a murder-suicide on campus today. Chris Martinez has the latest on the investigation from Los Angeles.
CBS News has learned a professor died in a murder-suicide at an engineering building on the campus of UCLA. Sources say it appears a male student shot and killed engineering professor William Klug. LAPD SWAT teams armed with automatic weapons swarmed the campus after reports of an active shooter around 10 a.m. Wednesday.
Everybody started running and I just didn't know, like, why are we running? And then there's a police officer, he was like yelling at us to get out with a machine gun.
The campus went into immediate lockdown.
I knew it was kind of serious. We went in class, they locked the door and everything. I'm assuming police were checking the doors because someone tried to open our doors.
Officers searched students as they evacuated their classrooms.
Police say they found a gun and a note in the engineering building.
Police have not yet said what led to the deadly shooting. Classes will resume Thursday. Chris Martinez, CBS News, Los Angeles.
UCLA is offering counseling to students, faculty, and staff. New tonight, a Central Kentucky judge says he has some concerns about one of Governor Bevin's executive orders. At issue, the governor's order that got rid of the Workers' Compensation Nomination Commission and recreated it with new members. It's now being challenged in court. Today, Franklin Circuit Judge Philip Shepard compared the order to a neutron bomb, saying, quote, "It destroyed all the people but left the structure in place." The judge has not ruled on the case but called the governor's actions troubling. Days after a mudslide in a Perry County community, people living there are being warned that there could be a second mudslide. The slide sent mud down a hill in the Hardburley community. The American Red Cross is warning people in that area that a couple of holding ponds from previous mining could soon collapse and damage homes. Many people there are not taking any chances.
The slip of air, they said when it comes, it's going to come wide and deep, and it's going to wipe every one of us out. So we're having to pack up our belongings and leave.
The American Red Cross is helping people who want to leave pay for food and hotel rooms. The Division of Abandoned Mine Land says an inspector is looking at the site to get a better idea of that situation. New tonight, a Central Kentucky college has announced it plans to close soon. St. Catherine College in Washington County will officially shut down next month. The college's board of trustees voted to close it because of declining enrollment. St. Catherine's president blames that on a mistake by the Department of Education, which withheld student aid from the school.
That has killed our institution, and I'm very angry about it, and our community should be angry about it as well.
College leaders say $5 million would be enough to save the school and provide relief while the school works out the issue with the Department of Education. Coach Cal laying the plans for next season, Rob.
Well, he talked a little bit about it today at the SEC meetings. The first step he will take, a little conversation with his point guard, and region baseball and region softball titles on the line. Scott County trying to come away with both. The highlights are up next. UK Athletics Director Mitch Barnhart beginning the search for a new baseball coach after Gary Henderson resigned this morning. Kentucky missed the NCAA tournament in 6 of 8 seasons under Henderson. The players know that they are partly responsible for the situation. Henderson said it was 100% his decision.
I mean, you can go crazy asking what ifs all the time, so I think if he believed that it was his time to hang it up, then I think it's a good reason. If you need a break, I mean, being an SEC coach is one of the toughest things that you're going to be in any sport. So I think just the stress that comes with that, I think having a break is definitely going to be helpful.
While Henderson was resigning, Louisville today announcing that baseball coach Dan McDonnell has agreed to a 10-year contract extension. It's worth $10.6 million. That makes McDonnell the highest-paid college baseball coach in the nation. McDonnell has led the Cardinals to 3 College World Series and 7 ACC titles. 11th Region Baseball Championship, Scott County and Western Hills. Sam Sutton gets one of his 11 strikeouts for the Cards. Scott County leads it 1-0 in the second, adds to it when Bryce Fryman grounds to second. The error scores Cooper Robb. It's 2-0 Scott County. Western Hills committing 5 errors on the night. They led to nearly all of Scott County's runs. Sutton's grounder misplayed. Fryman and Cam Hill score. And Scott County's first baseball region title since 1962.
Yeah, it's actually just more than that. But I think I like our chances. We hit a lot, we practice a lot, we practice hard. So if we keep hitting how we can, then I like our chances.
It's the toughest region in Kentucky. Hands down, it's the toughest region in Kentucky. So, to win it is a real feather in the cap for our program.
And the 11th Region Softball Final, two-time defending champs Scott County and Woodford County. Lady Cardinals scoring twice in the first inning. Hannah Davis gaps one. Jessie Tucker to the plate. It is 2-0 in the third. 2 on for Princess Valencia. She'll single to score both runners. She drove in 3 runs in the game. Woodford County would bring the tying run to the plate in the 7th inning. But Kennedy Sullivan gets the strikeout to end the game. Sullivan went the distance. Scott County is going back to the state tournament.
This group has been through a lot of tough games in the last 3 years. You got a lot of starters that were on the state championship team the year before last. They're back, so they know how to handle big games.
Oh my gosh, it's ecstatic. We've been dreaming of this like from the beginning of the season, working so hard to it, and I'm really glad that we met our goal this year.
Kentucky's football game at Florida in September will be on CBS, and you will see it right here on WKYT. The game is the 10th of September in the Swamp. It'll be a 3:30 kickoff in Gainesville, and it will be right here on your home for UK Sports, WKYT. No one seems to be taking him seriously yet, but John Calipari suggested at the SEC meetings today that the SEC tournament be moved to November. Cal has never been a fan of conference tournaments. He said instead of single elimination, all teams would be guaranteed 3 games. Calipari also told Paul Feinbaum that he will meet with Isaiah Briscoe before he meets with his entire team.
Isaiah, who had a choice to go or come back, decides to come back. He and I are going to have a great meeting a day before everyone else comes back to put a great plan together, because it's not only on him now, it's on me now. We got to do this together. Failure is not an option in this case. When you come back, this got to work, and it's got to work for these reasons.
And Cal will welcome his players back at the beginning of next week. We'll be right back.